Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, got a complimentary quad coming your way, man. And this complimentary quad is featuring the music of a punk band called Bad Religion. So, we're going to start off with these songs. Punk rock song, followed by American Jesus, followed by Struck a Nerve, and finally, Streets of America. So before I pop this off, man, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Akachita. Akachita, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you introducing me to something new. Always a really, really nice welcome thing on this platform. It's just such a multifarious mix of things. I really dig it. So Akachita has a note here, man. He says, Wayne, since you've started this Beyond channel, we've had the opportunity to share listening experiences with you in many musical flavors: jazz, funk, Latin grooves, blues, bluegrass, reggae, OG hip-hop, rap, soul, and even some disco. Also classical and big band, as well as Americana. That's a hell of an accomplishment for a channel that's barely a year old. Thanks for remembering, man. Yeah, May 2nd is going to be the 1-year anniversary. So the week of that particular, the week of May 2nd, I'll do just a short review. Nothing spectacular, just kind of like a overall review. There are still many genres of music to discover and enjoy, he says, and thus I bring you not just a punk band, but the band that I and many others consider to be the punk band. The is capitalized. Often referred to as godfathers of punk, I give you Bad Religion. I love how Akachita just sells things, man. He gets me all hyped as shit. I'm feeling pretty confident you'll still trust me after this. Okay. What he's referring to is a throwback to a number of my patrons. He and I have had a relationship for a long time, to the point where I've lost count as to how many collaborations we've done. Akachita, how many? Between this platform and the other one, and when you were a subscriber. Let me know if you remember how many. And then what he's referring to is basically the relationship I have with a number of patrons and subscribers of mine who've been with me, not from the get, but we've been with me a long enough time where I don't second guess them. I just trust them, you know, and I haven't had any of my long-running subscribers and patrons ever mislead me or fail me. So that's what he's saying. Now, he also says that because these selections are fairly short songs, there is a fifth song option. But Akachita, respectfully, sorry, I'm going to deny that, only because of, well, there's two reasons. One, what happens even though they're short songs. Perfect example, when Randy sent me the White Album, there were 5 songs and they were short, but the read on these songs was quite extensive. I mean, holy shit. But I couldn't just skip over so much because there was so much really important information that I'd be losing out on. And so, but the reading element overlapped the reaction element. And so for a lot of people, it wasn't as enjoyable. Some people still hate my reading, right? So that's reason number one. And reason number two, and sadly this is the big reason why, is that when I've done that in the past, I've had really snarky people come in and say, oh, a complimentary quad is only 4 songs, but here you are giving favor and favoritism, and you're not, why don't you give me 5 songs, you know, and shit like that. So I've stopped doing it, and that's the number one reason why, because it becomes a real petty pissing contest, and I get these private messages from certain patrons who are just kids. That's the reason why, brother. So you're suffering because of the pettiness of others. Hope you understand. So with that long ass intro, let's hit up the music, man. Starting with Bad Religion. If I really like this band, then you can submit maybe another one down the road. Starting with Punk Rock Song by Bad Religion, sorry. Bad Religion, punk rock song. Let's get it. Oh, it's a video.
Have you been to the desert? Have you walked with the dead? There's 100,000 children being killed for their bread. And the figures online, they think of human disease. But we do what we want, and we think what we please. Have you lived the experience? Have you witnessed a plague? People making babies sometimes just to escape. In this land of competition, the compassion is gone. Yeah, we ain't gonna need it, yeah, we keep pushing on. Keep pushing on. This is just a punk rock song. Written for the people who can see something's wrong. Like ants in a colony, we do our share. But there's so many other fucking insects out there. And this is just a punk rock song.
Holy shit, these guys have some serious stuff to say.
Have you visited the Quagmire? Have you swam in the ship? The party convention and the real politic. The face is always different, the rhetoric the same. But we swallow it all, every seat under change. Nothing has changed. This is just a punk rock song. Written for the people who can see something's wrong. Like workers in a factory.
Like ants in a colony, we do our share.
And this is just a punk rock song. $10 million on a losing campaign. 20 million starving and writhing in pain. Big strong people unwilling to give. Small in vision and perspective. Wanted by kids below the poverty line. One population running out of time. Running out of time. This is just a punk rock song. Written for the people who can see something's wrong. Like ants in a colony, we do our share. But there's so many other fucking insects out there. And this is just a
They're singing about the great divide between the classes. It's also international. Between first world, third world. Yo. These guys are not fooling around. They got some shit to say, boy. And they are using the punk rock platform because of its grunging in-your-face style to give it to you like that. Short, but very, very impactful. Punk rock song. Of course, there's an extended version out there somewhere, probably a live version. Okay. Bad Religion. I see you, I feel you, I get you. I'm gonna pay serious attention to what you gotta say. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you notice that they're good musicians. You notice that they've got good stage presence and their antics and movements will keep people entertained on the level of, all right, I just want to look at the nice, good-looking young guys playing good music and jamming and all of that stuff. And that's it for a lot of people. And that's cool. That's fine. That's good. But there are layers to these dudes, man. And this song has a lot to say, let me tell you, man. Let's introduce ourselves to these guys. And when I say that, I'm saying let's introduce myself because many of you probably know of these guys and you're just kind of like, how in the hell have you not heard of these guys? I get that a lot, right? So let me familiarize myself, and I'm sure there's a couple of people along the same with me. And then we'll hit up the song information. It's a big bio for them too. So they're definitely very influential to have a big ass bio like this. Bad Religion. Bad Religion is an American punk rock band formed in LA in 1980. The band's lyrics cover topics related to religion, politics, society, the media, and science. Man, they take on some serious subject matter. Hats off to anybody who can take that on in song. Musically, they are noted for their melodic sensibilities and extensive use of 3-part vocal harmonies. The band has experienced multiple lineup changes, with singer Greg Gaffin being the band's only constant member, though fellow founding members Jay Bentley and Brett Gurewitz have also been with the band for most of their history, and guitarist Brian Baker has been a member of the group since 1994. Guitarist Mike Dimkach and drummer Jamie Miller have been members of the band since 2013 and 15 respectively. To date, Bad Religion has released 17 studio albums, 2 live albums, 3 compilation albums, 3 EPs, and 2 live DVDs. Damn, yo. Yeah, okay, they're serious players. They're considered to be one of the best-selling punk rock acts of all time. Alright. There's my answer. After gaining a large underground following and critical praise through their releases on Gurewitz's label Epitaph in the 80s and early 90s, Bad Religion experienced mainstream success after signing to the label of Atlantic in 93, and along with California-based bands like Green Day, The Offspring, is it NoFX, NoFX, and Rancid, they were responsible for the punk rock revival movement of the 90s. Their 17th studio album and Atlantic debut, Recipe for Hate, peaked at number 14 on the Billboard's Heat Seekers chart and spawned one of their most popular songs, American Jesus. The band's 94 follow-up, Stranger Than Fiction, was also very successful and included the hit singles Infected, Stranger Than Fiction, and the re-recorded version of the 21st Century Digital Boy. The album was later certified gold both in the US and Canada. They are currently working on new material for their 18th studio album. Oh wow. They've produced a lot, and seems like they're very, very mainstream. Alright. Okay, so it's more album info than song detail. Punk Rock Song. Punk Rock Song appears on The Grey Race. It's the 9th full-length album of punk rock band Bad Religion, which was released in '96. It was the follow-up to the band's highly successful '94 album, Stranger Than Fiction. This was the band's first album not recorded with original guitarist Brett Gurewitz since the '85 EP Back to the Known, and is their first release with Brian Baker, who replaced him during the Stranger Than Fiction tour. Some songs on the album are considered fan favorites, such as Them and Us, A Walk, Punk Rock Song, Spirit Shine, 10 in 2010, Come Join Us, and Cease. Although not as successful as Stranger Than Fiction, The Grey Race achieved modest success when MTV ran a commercial for the album during its release. The album was re-released by Epitaph Records on September 15, 2008. Yeah, you know what I'll do? There's more to read about the album info, but I noticed that our final song is also on this same album, so why don't I save a little bit for that rather than doing a reread, you know? I think that makes sense, and we'll just hit up our next track. Yeah, let's do that, man. So, our next track being American Jesus. Alright. Bad Religion, American Jesus. Let's get it.
By nationality, I'm a member of a growing walk with clean and confidence. We got a place to go where we die, and the architect resides right here. We've got the American Jesus, bolstering national faith. We've got the American Jesus, overwhelming millions every day.
Wow. That's ballsy.
He's a farmer clearing fields, the puts the army wheels, expressions on the faces of the starting millions, the power of the plan, the fuel that drives the clan. He's the motive and the conscience of the murderer. He's a preacher on TV, the false sincerity, the formula that's written by the big computers and nuclear bombs, the kids with no moms, and I'm fearful that he's inside me. Yeah, we've got the American Jesus, see him on the interstate. We've got the American Jesus, exercising his authority. We've got the American Jesus, bolstering national faith.
These guys are actually going there, singing about America's false pride, and how they view themselves compared to the rest of the world. We are the chosen ones. We are the light of the world. Oh, man. Damn, Akachita, this is some serious shit. These guys do not play around. Some serious subject matter, man. And if I'm a recording artist, I would really stop and think twice about attacking a subject matter like this, man. Let me tell you. You know, do you remember back in the day when John Lennon made that mistake of saying that kids of today favor the Beatles more than even God? Damn. Do you remember that shit? If you are a recording artist and you create a song like American Jesus, especially taking stabs at American pride, where America sees themselves relative to the landscape of the rest of the world on all of these different levels, you know, where they put themselves. To a lot of people, of course, it's arrogance. To a lot of people, it's blasphemous. To a lot of people, it's many different things. To a lot of Americans, it is just who they are and what they're all about. And so you can see that this could become a serious clash. What's that phrase? The immovable object and irresistible force clashing. This is something that I will just not even talk about. I'll give you an example of what's been happening in the last little while. I've been getting these, I don't know, like little things in my head telling me to tread very carefully in the next little while. You know, you sometimes get a feel for the atmosphere and what's in the air. And when I have certain recommendations for reactions, I really have to be careful with how I approach certain things. Here's an example. A week and a half ago, The Curse of Led Zeppelin. I did a reaction where one of my subscribers, one of my very, very first subscribers, Harry, he sent me, he says, I want to know what you think about this, you know? And it was a documentary outlining how, in the author's opinion or the presenter's opinion, showing you the foundation of the rise of Led Zeppelin, and behind it all could possibly be Jimmy Page practicing certain religious beliefs, selling his soul to the devil perhaps to claim talent, you know, and to be an elemental force where it comes to ushering in hard rock. Anyway, it was basically just an opinion from one person and kind of showing you the foundation of things and whatnot. And of course, Harry wanted my take on it. And so I shared my take. And of course, holy cow, man. The response I got back from a lot of people was really intense. Some people got very, very offended, got insulting, calling me names and shit. And, oh, you should take this down. You know, you shouldn't put it up on your channel. Telling me what I should do with my own damn channel. But yeah, when you tackle certain subject matters, they're very, very sensitive, and it's where everyone has a very, very strong opinion. And when you've got those elements, it's best as a creator, best as a content provider like myself, not to go there. That's why I usually say to a lot of people, I don't want to mess with religion and politics too much. I don't want to go too deep in it because it's going to turn out really, really bad. And just brushing the surface of it, I had people calling me names. Can you believe that shit? I had people writing something like, oh, I thought you were smarter than that, and stuff like that. I actually had to block a couple of people from that feed along the course of that line from the Curse of Led Zeppelin. And so, American Jesus, if you got a bunch of people in the room talking about the subject matter of the song, let me tell you, man, I'm betting you at some point in time, the fists will start flying. That's how serious a subject matter this is. And that's why I will only brush on the surface of it, in a sense of basically talking like I am now, and then maybe doing a little bit of read, and then just kind of saying, hey, I'm just giving you what I'm seeing here and just leaving it there. You know what I'm talking about? But I give these guys props for the fact that they're willing to even venture there and go there, because it can turn into a real serious can of worms. Like I said, that example of John Lennon back in the day, you know, I'm sure that history has a hellacious amount of examples, but that's the one that comes to mind the most. Anyway, with all that said, the feeling in the air, the flavor in the air that I'm kind of tasting, I have to be careful, and I have to tread very, very carefully because it's so easy to offend someone these days. You're not even intending to offend, but people are just so offended, and they take it in so hard, so deep, so butthurt. It's a different age where everybody is just so offended by everything, you know? I prefer to be called a black man, for example. Yeah, Wayne is a black guy, that black guy over there. Wayne is from so-and-so and so. I don't like being called African American, but I understand the designation. Now, I'm not going to get all bent and butthurt about it and want to punch you in the mouth. But I have friends who would, right? Everybody is just so uptight, so tightly wound. It's unbelievable. Yo, man. You know, and I tell people, hey, yeah, just call me Wayne, the black guy over there. What the hell is wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I can go way off, but the sensitivity factor is what's preventing me from really going deep in on this particular song, American Jesus, which is a shame because I like to break things down and get deep in, but I know when to tread lightly, and I'm treading lightly now. All right, American Jesus. American Jesus is the first single by Bad Religion from their '93 album Recipe for Hate. It was their second all-time single since their signing to Atlantic Records. Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam provides backing vocals on the track. Explanation. American Jesus' take on the idea that God favors America rather than other countries. Greg Gaffin said, during the Gulf War, George Bush said, wow, yes, I remember. That was the shit back then too. George Bush said, we'll win because God is on our side. Oh my God. I remember sitting and watching this, and my dad said, oh no, because he knew what was coming after that. I remember that, man. What an amazing statement. The song touches on anti-Semitism, war, and religion as an excuse. Man. Music video. There's a music video. The video is entirely in sepia tone. It shows the band driving around in a car through LA with various pedestrians carrying crosses around the city with blindfolds on. The video cuts to clips of the band performing in the desert as well as Graffin walking through the city. It ends with the civilians chanting "One Nation Under God" while standing in a row. Okay. Interesting video. Gotta check it out. Album info. Recipe for Hate initially received mixed reviews from music critics. It was also the first Bad Religion album to chart in the US, debuting at number 14 on the Billboard Heat Seekers chart, with American Jesus and Struck a Nerve, in particular, becoming major rock radio hits. The album also contains significant songs like Recipe for Hate and Skyscraper, which are both fan favorites and are staples of their live show today. The former is a song that Bad Religion often opens their set with. Okay, man. So, let's check it out. Struck a Nerve is our next track. Yeah, man. I'm still remembering that quote from George Bush. Alright. Bad Religion, Struck a Nerve. Let's get it. And another video.
There's an old man on a city bus holding a candy cane, and it isn't even Christmas. He sees a note in the obituary that his last friend has died. There's an infant clinging to his overweight mother in the cold as they go to shop for cigarettes, and she spends her last dollar on a bottle of vodka for tonight. And I guess it struck a nerve, like I had to scrape my eyes. You can never get out of a line of sight, like a barren winter day, or a patch of unburned green, like a tragic real dream. I guess it struck a nerve. Every day I wander in negative disposition as I'm bombarded by superlatives, realizing very well that I am not alone. Introverted, I look to tomorrow for salvation, but I'm thinking altruistically, and a wave of overwhelming doubt turns me to stone. And I guess it's struck
You gotta save yourself, brother.
sent a murmur through my heart. We just haven't got time to crack the maze, like a magic speeding clock, or a cancer in our cells, a collision in the dark. I guess it struck a nerve. What to? I try to close my eyes, but I cannot ignore the stimuli. If there's a purpose for our song, it remains a secret to me. Don't ask me to justify my life, 'cause I guess it struck a nerve, like a had to scrape my eyes. You can never get out of a line of sight, like a magic speeding clock, or a cancer in our cells, a collision in the dark.
He's frustrated with life, living in quiet desperation, searching, seeking, doesn't seem to be able to get a good foothold and reach his full potential. And he believes that there are some outside forces hindering that, the structure of society and all of the different things that plagues our progress. All right, man. Good song, good video. So many things to constantly remind him that he's not where he should be. That's the nerve he's talking about. Wow, these guys are really good, man. Really good singers. And you know what? Most importantly, they have crossover appeal. When I get introduced to something new, undoubtedly one of the things that I'm looking for in the music is crossing over appeal. Yeah, okay. So I was brought up listening to different genres of music myself. But, you know, no one with a really good head on their shoulders where it comes to appreciation factor can deny that this is just damn good music, regardless of the punk rock genre that it's using, the platform that it's using, or metal, or calypso, or whatever it is. A good song is a good song. Good music is good music, you know? And if you stubbornly stick to just one area, you know, I like jazz and only jazz, and everything else outside of that is just shit. No, you're misguided. You're a fool. And so where it comes to music, these guys have great crossing over appeal. And I like that. I like that very much. Now, it isn't to say that I wouldn't like if they just had a certain strict construct where only few people will like them. Maybe that's what they're going for, or whatever the case is. Some people feel that way about metal music, for example. But you know what? These guys have great crossing over appeal, going outside the lines of punk rock. And I like that because someone like me, not having a lot of exposure, or actually none, can still appreciate this, can still like it, can still like the way they look, the way they perform, how they sound, what they're singing about, what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to appreciate here. And I'm not saying that I've kind of shooed away people who want to just stick to one area specific of music. But what I am saying is that I don't give people like that too much of my focus, time, or attention, only because, you know, there's only so far that you can take a person like that. You know what I mean? You got to kind of agree to disagree, form a common ground, and just exist on a certain level where a relationship can exist on. But this is an area probably that you can't probably share with a lot of people. I'm talking more of myself because I've got so many different friends and they're still not understanding why I do reactions. And oh man, you know, just stick to the really good stuff, meaning stick to your roots, stick to Soul Train, stick to funk, R&B and all that. No, man. Hell no. There's just too much to enjoy, too much to discover, you know? And I bet you somebody's out there saying, damn man, how in the hell have you not heard of Bad Religion? Why, have you been living under a rock? Yes, in a way, I have. And this is why I do reactions, to discover. So, what the hell is that jingle from Star Trek? You know what I'm talking about. Struck a Nerve. Struck a Nerve appears on Recipe for Hate. It's the 17th studio album by American punk rock band Bad Religion, released June 4th, 1993. It was their last album on Epitaph Records for 9 years, until 2002's The Process of Belief. And the band had switched to Atlantic Records, who re-released the album several months after its release. Musical style. The album finds Bad Religion continuing the experimentation of its predecessor, Generator, introducing elements of country and folk on songs like Man with a Mission and struck a nerve, the latter of which includes a guest vocal by Jeanette Napolitano of Concrete Blonde. Man with a Mission featured a slide guitar part over a standard punk guitar gallop. Release and reception. Recipe for Hate received generally mixed to positive reviews from most music critics. AllMusic reviewer Jack Rabbit gave the album a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5 and states, "It's easy to take them for granted, to view Recipe as just another red hot LP. But just another red hot LP by the last and best band to survive the 80s LA punk rock explosion. And on first listen, it's tarnished by their previous mild melee, everything sounds alike, and some exit the boat here too quickly. But then the beautiful sonic smack starts to sink in, and the luxurious melodies introduce erudite parables." Unquote. Alright. So it's got the aftertaste is sweet. Yeah, good song, man. And again, dudes have quite a lot to say, let me tell you. Alright, so let's hit up our final track, man. And that being Streets of America. Bad Religion. Streets of America. Let's get it.
Doubts are light and without
Streets of America. Yeah. Again, some subject matter that you gotta tread lightly when you're talking about, man. You know, because it can become very explosive, and you don't want that. This song, of course, what he's saying overall in the big picture scheme of things, as my understanding goes, is that yes, you know, just like Noah's Ark, you know, sometimes it stinks, but it's still the best thing afloat. Speaking of America, and yes, it's been plagued with issues and problems like all other countries. Yes, in establishing the roots in America, not their finest hour in how they came about establishing, how they came about acquiring the land, all of these different things. Through all of that, though, what he's saying is step through into the steps of the horizon, because America does provide a stepping stone for one to create a good life. You know, has all of the tools and the ingredients necessary for you to make it good. You know, you can turn something from a negative to a positive, go from bad to good, and create substance from having nothing. You know, so that's what America means to him. Despite all of some of its ugliness, there's still beauty. Despite some of the bad things that can befall you, there's still a lot of good, and there's still opportunity. In the end, that's what he's saying overall. That's what I think. All right. But again, you put a bunch of people in a room and you have some conversations. I don't want to be in that room for too long, because no doubt somebody will get offended, butthurt, fist will start flying. That's just the way it is when you have subject matter like this. Yeah, so let's do this. Yeah, so Streets of America also appears on the Grey Race, the album. And so let's just finish reading a little bit of the album. The album from our first song, Punk Rock Song. And yeah, so we were just hitting production and marketing. So of the album, production and marketing, after the 10th month Stranger Than Fiction tour, frontman Graffin soon began writing songs for Stranger Than Fiction's follow-up. The band recorded it at Electric Lady Studios, New York, with producer Rick Ocasek of The Cars, Bad Brains, and Weezer fame. I did a tribute to Rick Ocasek when he passed away last year. The recording lasted throughout much of October and November of '95. Reception. The Grey Race was released February 27th, 96, and peaked at number 56 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. It spawned the moderately successful single A Walk in the US. In Europe, the album also reached the German charts at number 6, as well as earned the group a gold record for sales in Scandinavia. Then former and now current guitarist Brett Gurewitz disliked the album, however, and commented that it was BR's worst-selling record to date, and described it as uninspired. He has since taken that back. Numbers don't lie, brother. Your album went gold. But, you know, an artist sometimes is their worst critic, and that's understandable. You know, when you're going through the creative process, you know, sometimes you're just not connected to your project, but it doesn't mean that someone else won't be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's basically what he was feeling at the time. But after, I don't know, a couple of years later, and seeing other people, how they like it and how they appreciate it, you kind of grow an appreciation. So I think that it's a delayed effect where it comes to his appreciation. Nothing wrong with that. All right, man. So that's my look at this really cool band, man. And these really excellent songs. Very, very well conceived songs. Very bold and ballsy songs, too. Bad Religion. All right. So Akachita, yes, I still trust you, man. Really, really good quad here, brother. Yeah, so let me see what I got going on. So Yeah, Jerry, you're next, brother. Your quad is next. Gosh, man, I got a lot of Jerry's here. Jerry, VMI Brett Jerry. That's what I'm talking about. Pete, Robert, Rob, Sasha. Got reactions coming up for you guys as well. So playing a little catch up on this platform especially, so I got to get on it. Especially this weekend, I want to catch up to those reactions, man. What else was I going to say? Yeah, hey, I definitely wouldn't mind checking out Bad Religion and a little bit more. That fifth song that you had loaded in the shoot, maybe you can attach that into another recommendation down the road. Akachita, that'd be cool, man. Anyways, guys, hope you like this. Really, really good look for me at Bad Religion, and I hope that you found something out of my reading and whatnot. And I want to say, in closing, overall, people are too sensitive. If you're one of those, listen up real close. Do not let things get under your skin too quickly. If someone insults you, just say, sorry you feel that way, but I'm not going to let you steal my joy. Peace out. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it get under your skin. Just a little comment written and people are ready to go to bat over things. Yo, well, I'm in Reno too. Why don't you meet me downtown and then say that to my face? You can see how things get out of control, out of hand. I read comments sometimes and I say to myself, oh my gosh, this person is now taking it to another level where they want to insult somebody's family, insult somebody's mom. Yeah, meet me downtown here and then we'll fight it out. Yo, man. People are way too sensitive in this day and age, right? So let's act more like adults. Being adults means that you do not instantly get offended. You do not instantly want to punch somebody out. You do not instantly want to go back and forth and be keyboard warriors and going into all of these different charades of trying to be bigger than what you are just because you are a keyboard warrior. Enough of that shit, right? And especially if you're a subscriber and a patron to my channel, I have very, very, very low tolerance for that sort of stuff. So you come on to my channel, you're stepping into my house. You check all of that shit at the door and let's enjoy the music for what it is. It's a couple of you that I've been paying attention to and I've been watching. And if you walk up into my house and you make this experience distasteful for other people, especially my Curse of Led Zeppelin reaction, some of you that I had to block, I know that you're going to come back as other people. I can tell who you are because I can see the pattern in how you write. So, a warning, make sure that you exercise courtesy on my platform. You treat everybody with respect. I can take a couple of hits myself, no problem. I draw the line when you start insulting other people. You know what I'm talking about. So, overall, in general, let's not be so damn sensitive. I don't know where these movements out there are going, but you know what? Don't subscribe to that shit. Be who you are. Be the true man and woman, true strong adult that you should be, and let everybody else be, I don't know, passive and shallow. No time for shit like that. And when you come onto my channel, make sure that you come with a really good attitude. Make sure that you come with an open mind to music like this. If I was an asshole and I had a closed mind, I would never ever do reactions to a punk rock band. You know what I'm talking about? So everybody, come with an open mind, be courteous to everybody else, act like adults, and let's appreciate the music for what it is on my platform, right? But I'm talking about in general, in life, don't sweat the small stuff. All right. If you sweat the small stuff, what did Bruce Lee say? Enter the Dragon. You guys know the scene when the young guy came up to him and Bruce is saying, kick me, harder, harder. And so then the kid got angry and he kicked him really hard. And so Bruce is saying, no, emotional content, but not anger, because now it's something else, right? Don't focus on the finger, because if you focus on the finger, you're going to miss the heavenly glory. So what I'm saying is, If you sweat the small things in life, you're going to miss all the heavenly glory and the big picture and all of that sort of thing. That's what I'm saying. So if you focus on the more important things and your higher self and your higher purpose, you're going to find that you're going to be above all of the petty, all of the shit. You know what I'm talking about? So do that, right? Every single day when you wake up, focus on the big picture, on your higher self, not on somebody at your job that you can't stand who's doing you wrong because they're in the gutter where it comes to thinking, where it comes to not achieving. They're underachievers and they're kind of pulling you down. No, they got to step up to your level. Don't go down to theirs, right? So don't exercise petty thinking. Don't watch TV shows where, you know, everybody is screwing around and everyone is backstabbing everyone else. None of that stuff, man. Spend your time more wisely and you're going to find that your life is going to be more enhanced, more enriched, and what people say to you and about you won't even faze you. That's how you grow a strong shellback. I'm talking about my Navy days now. You're a tadpole and then you're a shellback. Be a shellback. That's what I got to say to you. All right? Advice from Soul Train Bro. Akachita, you're the shit. Look forward to your next recommendation. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in my next reaction. Peace.